The Four Chains is in Vegas for the World Series of Poker. We will be putting out videos from here until I bust in the main event, which hopefully will be at the final table. But there are a lot of things about the World Series of Poker experience, if you are headed to Vegas, that you need to know, and we wish we would have known before we got there. It would have saved us some heartache, but also given us more opportunity to enjoy the trip. So hopefully you will hear these lessons learned about registering for tournaments, about navigating and getting to your seat on the tournaments, and about the hotel that the tournament is being played at. As far as qualifying, I of course recommend GG Poker for $49.99. I qualified, here's the big hand from that tournament, and got a $12,000 package, which includes entry the $10,000 tournament and $2,000 to cover travel and hotel expenses. And I think that is the most economical way to get in. If you want a link so you can get 10 free final table entries, let me know. Bravo Poker is the way you can avoid the big lines. Sign up on Bravo Poker and you can register online. I'm giving up a lot of personal information by showing this particular video, but I really think it's going to help. Maybe it's easy for everybody. I stumbled a little bit, but you fill out your information and you see here you can pre-register for tournaments. Right up top is the World Series of Poker, and it has both the cash games that are available in the same rooms as the tournament in a lot of cases, and of course it has every single World Series of Poker tournament that you could possibly desire to enter. And it's going to save you a big registration line. As you can see here, these are going to be some of the cash games that are available. There is a loudspeaker. It's plenty easy to hear when you're being called from a cash game, but most of you are here for the tournaments. You scroll down and you can see you register. Now, in terms of paying for it, I used Payfinity because that's the new thing, and I wanted to do it for the channel, but there is a $25 fee to use Payfinity, and your bank will probably charge you a small amount. In my case, it was $3.50 to wire the money to Payfinity. But if you don't want to take cash with you to Vegas, as a lot of people don't, Payfinity is the way to go. If you don't mind taking cash, I would wait till the line is short at the World Series of Poker. As you can see, the domestic wire transfer is how you get cash there. I would recommend taking cash and waiting till there is not a big line and funding your account that way to save the $25, but most people aren't as cheap as me. That's the cigar lounge in the Paris Hotel, and it scrolls over, and this is the entrance that you see on everybody else's vlog, but I wanted to let you know where it is. Right before it is the WSOP retail shop, and I would say in general the signage in the Paris Hotel is fantastic in terms of getting you to where you want to go. This is the hallway. You can see the fast track machines over there where you enter, and they're conveniently located because the main Paris ballroom is right there. And this is where the GG Platinum Lounge is. More on that later. This is the other hallway that is perpendicular to the one you saw, and it has the iconic lit sign that everybody takes pictures of. You can see a total stud getting his picture taken there. And there's the total stud and his gorgeous wife getting another picture.
Okay, so if you don't want to wait in the
Here's
line
the sign-up fail.
at the VIP and general registration, you sign up with Bravo Poker, you make reservations ahead of time, and roll your Caesar's reward card. It waits, and sometimes this works. Let's try the 8. And sometimes it does not work. What did that say?
Please swipe your rewards card. It might be because
What does that say?
you have 8. Again, please swipe your rewards card.
So if it doesn't work, you get in this line, which wasn't too bad. The first time I registered for the deep stack, it worked just fine. Now, you can see the crowd here. This is in the main ballroom. That is a lot of people, and yes, the lines are crazy at times, but what I recommend is getting there an hour early. I particularly recommend that if you qualify with GG, because there is the GG Platinum Lounge. I got there early. Why not bring a protein bar and enjoy some coffee? That's a very good breakfast. You can see Dean Eggs and the other big GG poker stars that are bigger than me there. I would say the accommodations are sparse compared to the old Full Tilt Poker and Poker Stars Lounge. There is a microwave in the corner where you see that guy. Beginning of the day, there's some chips and pretzels. Those disappear very quickly. Once you get your ticket, this is the map. Now here you see people being moved single file from the Horseshoe to the Paris, which people like. They don't like the opposite, which is headed to the Horseshoe. Part of it is because the room is not quite as glamorous as you can see. Here's the Horseshoe here for the Gladiator, but part of it is also that it's a further walk, and the employee hotels aren't real familiar. I got given bad directions 3 times, so I'm going to give you good directions. When leaving the Paris, just stay to your right, follow signs for the convention center and the grand ballroom, and you'll be led here. Now, just beyond this room, if you keep going down the hallway, is where they film the TV tables and the final tables. If you want to sweat a big star or one of your friends, or take this picture. This is a spoiler alert for the last video we're going to give. Now, speaking of GG Poker, like I say, I'm grateful to them. I'm grateful for Dean Eggs for suggesting it in his stream when I asked him, because I was in a situation in Virginia where I couldn't play when I was taking care of my mom. And I'm very grateful, so I feel like I'm doing them a favor by warning people about this, because they're getting a lot of complaints. When you qualify, you will get an email giving you instructions as to what to do. Those instructions are going to be impossible to follow, because they have not submitted the names yet. And you think from the email you got to do it within 10 days. Really, just reply to the email and confirm that you're going to be playing. But the player services desk is getting very upset because people keep coming up asking for their main event entry, and they are not getting it. And apparently this happened last year. I contacted GG Poker and I said, hey, you can save yourself a lot of headache by including in the email, hey, after July 1st, do these things, because people don't know that and they're trying to do them now. This is the email I got the next day, and I fell for it just like Charlie Brown falls for Lucy's football, and I tried again. It was a total fail. Speaking of total fail, well, really only a partial fail, let's talk about the Paris Hotel. Obviously, under ideal circumstances, this is where you would like to stay because it's where the tournament is being held. You can see the iconic Arc de Triomphe and the Eiffel Tower. Those are half-scale models. The ambiance is great, but unfortunately, the Paris Hotel has the worst customer service of any hotel I have ever stayed at in Vegas, and everybody is talking about it. Starting with your entrance on this area. It's very pretty. If you want to check in early, even if they have plenty of rooms, they'll charge you $50. The other hotels do not do that to me. They will tell you that if you want, you can come back and not wait in the line. You can go to the kiosk. Even if you go to the kiosk 2 minutes before 3 p.m., it will tell you that you have to pay to be able to check in. So at 3 p.m., there's generally people standing there waiting till it gets to 3:01. We got our room, and it was in disrepair, as apparently a lot of them are. There was a broken light we didn't want to have to pay for, and as you'll see, there is a leaky tub. We called maintenance. They said they'd be there soon. They weren't. We called 2 hours later. They said they'd expedite it. They didn't. We called 2 hours later, told them it's not happening, and then we were told management would get back to us in 72 hours. That certainly is unacceptable, so we went to this room, which is a mistake. They allowed us, because of my temper, to get a new room, but that had a guy's hair and loogie in it, and this is a vent, which is typical of the condition of the Paris. But I do want to say what's good about the Paris, which is the location. You can see this iconic drone shot. Paris is dead set in the middle, and that is fantastic for a lot of reasons. People talk about the restaurants. They're very fancy. They are very overpriced for the quality. We were disappointed in every single one, although we didn't eat at Vanderpump Rules, which I'm told is expensive but good. However, they are walking distance easily to Giordano's. Now, Giordano's is very costly, particularly from the original in Chicago, but we always get a medium sausage pizza and a pitcher of Stella, and it is outstanding. If what you want to do is have reasonably priced food, I would recommend doing one treat like Giordano's and then traveling around. We used to walk to McDonald's and Taco Bell to lighten the food bill, but then they told us about Ocean One. We went for dinner. I had the fried calamari. Angie had that sea bass. The beers were $3.50. The hard drinks are $3 for $12. That sea bass was only $18, and it was fantastic. Calamari was also reasonable, but where Ocean One really shines is breakfast and lunch. They have $5.99 specials, and they're really high-quality stuff. As you look at the menu here for breakfast, similar lunch deals, that's $5.99. Omelets, as you can see, are $8.99, and there are other options. The crazy part about it is our bill wound up almost exactly what we paid at McDonald's the previous day, and as you can see, we're getting tater tots, we're getting these croissant sandwiches, very generous, 2 eggs. This is the cheapest way to drink at Paris. Everybody complains about the Paris drinks, and yes, I agree with the other vloggers, you should never buy a drink under any circumstance at the Paris, but you can get free ones. If you bet $100 in sports, for every $100 they give you a free drink coupon, and that is outstanding. What is really outstanding is if you are great at sports betting, as you can see, I am amazing at it. You can actually get paid to drink because the casino is paying you off on the debts. Our first night at Paris, we won $285. Our second night, we won over $300, and it was totally worth it. However, the drinks are weak, so go to Walgreens and get a $9.99 gallon of vodka every time. You know what I'm talking about. Stay tuned for more videos.